I spent 100 days and no rest for the wicked. It is an action RPG game where I play as a Serum, a member of a group of mystical holy warriors sworn to defeat the Pestilence, our enemy in the game. This time, I'll be committing myself to magic, exploring the various magical staves available in the game. Will I be able to defeat all the bosses wielding magic, or will I fail? Let's begin. Alright, our adventure begins spawning at the shallows. So I pick up a quest from the dying captain right here, so he would show me where a sacrament is. And the very first weapon I got is a cleric's mace. I'm so sad it's not a staff. This is our mage run. But it's okay. We'll wait till we have the staff. But I'm gonna be primarily focusing on intelligence. For our first battle, I sneakily snuck up on this enemy and clobbered him with my cleric's mace. He couldn't even put up a fight. He was already dying. I then head out to this tower I found here where I interacted with a Serum's Whisper. Basically, this thing is like a save point. If I die, I respawn there. On the other side of the bridge was a treasure and a warrior with a giant axe. I'm not sure if I could kill him, but I'll do my best. I was a wizard, not a fighter. Well, I'll still try my best. I successfully parried that, but in the end, I still died. Still tried again, but this time I will sneak attack him to get the upper hand. Yeah, boy. And I won. Yes, now I can grab the loots on this chest. I now have some pants. I cooked up some food for now at this campfire as I was running low because I really had a hard time fighting that guy earlier. Then climbed this tower right here where there was treasure, but there was also enemies. So I sneaked up behind him. You know, my best weapon right now is my sneak attack as I don't have magic. And yeah, we're just using a cleric's mace. So far, I haven't really discovered any staff from the treasures I took, but we're not that lucky, yeah. But hopefully once we find a blacksmith or something, we can buy a staff. Parrying was also one of my best thing I can do right now because my damage is not really great. It's honestly very bad. So parrying and sneaking up is the only way I can survive in this treacherous world. I was hoping that maybe I can find something like a sword or dagger. I was more used to combat with a sword and dagger than a cleric's hammer. Wow, I actually found a sword. Let's go. Another Serum Whisper was found. Usually when there's a Serum Whisper, something like an event, a boss fight will happen, or maybe like there's a lot of monsters in the area. In my case right here, we're about to save a certain blacksmith after dealing with the enemies surrounding this area. In this game, being ganged up by a lot of enemies is like asking for death. Because it's really hard, especially when one of the enemies like has a shield. It's very annoying because you can't do a wide swing without being staggered by the shield. Anyways, hiding is one of the best ways I take care of these enemies. Alright, so after getting the key to the door where the blacksmith is, I'm going to save him now. So my plan is open the door and strike fast so the enemies get surprised. But well, I didn't really do that much damage. But still, I surprised them, didn't I? So all that's left to do is kite them till everyone dies, one by one. And I saved the day. I saved the blacksmith. Now I can buy a staff. And it's official. This is our mage run now. We don't need that sword anymore. I currently am just level 2 without much of a stat. I think I added some on health. I also purchased a bunch of tools from the blacksmith, like the shovel and the pickaxe, so I can start mining some iron ores and digging some soil spots so I can get clay and iron ores early because I plan to donate them to the builder. I call for fire. More fire and burn. Our firebolt is so weak. I guess we don't have intelligence right now. I hate this enemy. It's very hard for me to time his attacks to parry. Anyways, I can tell that mages are gonna start really weak at first since we don't really have intelligence. But I'll do my best. But it's very fun and satisfying to hurl the fireball though. I finally arrived at a place called the Orban Glade, and here's another whisper. I'm assuming there's another boss fight coming up, so we'll have to power up a bit before we actually go to the boss because we're pretty weak. There were a bunch more enemies and treasures to be found in the Orban Glades. And it's this guy again, which I hate so much. But worry not, I think we're kinda used to his attack pattern by now. From the treasures I looted, I got myself a 16% bonus damage on rune attacks. Basically our firebolt. That's pretty nice. The place I went to is full of goodies like herbs and mushrooms, especially the trees and the soil, because we will be needing them a lot later on. So this place is a place where I frequent just to gather some materials for cooking some mushroom soup and trees plus clay. It also has a treasure chest, so the adventure is worthwhile. Another spot I discovered was this area where you just need to swim for a couple of seconds and you'll find this place, which has 3 iron ore, a chest, and some herbs and mushrooms. And one last place I wanted to visit before fighting the boss is up here. There's a bunch of treasure chests up there, trees, some clay, and maybe herbs and mushrooms. But it's full of enemies, which are good experience source. Once we have enough focus and intelligence, I think the mage class is gonna be, or the mage build is gonna be really fun. I faced up with some ninja turtles right here, but they're actually ninja lizards. But anyways, it's really satisfying to like just slap some fireball on their face, watch them burn with our magic. Also a giant guarding a treasure chest behind him. And well, it's a tree and my fireball missed. Nice. Alright, let's go. I got a new armor to wear. Anyways, it was time to fight the boss. My god, that was so close. Anyways, we have defeated the first boss in the game. I then entered Sacrament after defeating it. I went to the Enchantress and enchanted my staff. And what I got was a purple staff that had like kind of bad stats actually, not gonna lie. So I had to buy a new staff because the one I have is pretty bad, like real bad. The healing effect decrease, I hate it. I then went to the Rookery Tower to speak with Rowan and the Watcher so they can expand my weapon slot. They took me to a temporary lodging since I couldn't buy a house yet at Sacrament. And then finally I spoke with the Watcher so he can expand my ring slot. So yeah, let me tell you how to farm a bunch of slots in the inventory very quick. All you need to do is go to another realm or make another realm. And that's what I did. I began again at the Shallows. Basically, it takes you to the beginning point. So you're basically restarting again from scratch but with your gear and experience. So this is gonna be an easy grind or easy run from start to finish again. So every time I kill the boss, I'll be getting a blood ichor to expand either my weapon slots, ring slots, or inventory slots if I choose so. Grinded like this for a few days, basically like around 3 realms. This is way easier than actually waiting for the enemies to spawn. At least they already spawned and you can venture out and loot everything and fight the boss again. I also did not forget to gather a bunch of iron, clay, and wood as I need a lot to upgrade all the establishment in Sacrament in my original world. After killing the boss again for the second time, I got myself a legendary two-handed sword, which I won't be using. That's why I'm going to be selling it for money. It's just worth around 1 silver though. So much for a legendary, right? Upon checking the merchant on this world, he was selling a crow ring, which had the ability to gain 2% health on damage dealt, but our health is decreased by 27%. I'm not too sure if it's a good trade, but I bought it anyways. I had some extra money. With some extra cash on hand, I bought other staffs and enchanted them to check if I can get like any good ones. I also enchanted my armors. All the enchantments were mediocre, but at the very least, I had extra stats now because of the enchantments. I unlock yet another ring slot, making it the last ring slot I'll ever have. So I can wear 3 rings now with my 10 fingers. Amazing. I then went to my original world to upgrade a bunch of structures in Sacrament. I especially prioritized the enchanters, the woodworking guy, and the blacksmith as they provide the items needed to upgrade my gears. I then went to another world to grind again. This will be the 3rd world, and this time I would like some resource item slots. Because honestly, the resource I have right now are piling up and I really need it. It was time for a power-up, so I upgraded my staff to at least +3 or maximum of tier 1. I then submitted a bunch more items to the guy who would repair Sacrament. I would want him to repair a bunch more stuff since I have a bunch more wood and a bunch more ores. I then give the war room a try to see if I can kill this guy, and it seems really possible as long as I have enough focus and if I can parry right. I just need to get the timing right and I should be able to handle this. And here's the winning fight. I almost whiffed right there. Anyways, we killed it. I leveled up and gained another Plague Ichor. I can do this for the other two worlds. And this is our second kill. Just spamming the heck out of my fireball. It's so convenient to be a mage right now. And the third kill. Earning us about 3 extra Plague Ichor to increase our slots. These are my current slots. I only have about 23 intelligence right now because I had to distribute them to health and stamina. Alright, since I finished gathering enough materials for sacrament, like the wood and the iron ores, it was time to continue with our main quest. Currently, I'm hunting Darak, the warlord. One of the NPCs in the game asked me to capture him or find him. These minions are really lovely to gather focus and practice my parry. Look at my fireball damage. Do you notice it's 46 now? We're getting stronger. And the most hated enemy right now for me with this magic is like shielded enemies. Because I have to parry them before I try to hit them with my fireball or just stagger them like that. Anyways, here's a whisper right here. It just means that the boss is very close. So it was time for the second boss of the game. Darak, the warlord.
By the time we breach Sacrament's gates, will anyone be left inside?
My fireball made him bleed like a knife stabbing in his stomach. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, we made him bleed.
He can't protect anyone.
And he ran away. Anyways, job well done to us. Continuing our quest, in order to find Darak, I had to release this guy called Erratigan right here because he'll show us the way. But first, I had to give the Watcher a bunch of my Plague Ichor to upgrade my slots. I also had this really good pants that had like 28% healing effect. I then went on grinding trees and ores again as I was still lacking to fully upgrade Sacrament. I was also searching for wolf claws to upgrade my staff. In this game, every time you clear an area or beat a boss, the monsters also become way stronger than before. So it was kind of difficult since my armor currently is like cloth or leather and I don't really have that much armor. So yeah, it's really easy to kill me if I can't defend myself. Anyways, I continued to grind as I needed a bunch of materials. And since the builder already finished upgrading my smithy and workshop, I can now buy iron tools like the shovel, pickaxe, and the axe. For the enchantress, she now sells something called a Curse Crone, which is a two-hand staff that does like lightning spells. I was kind of excited to buy this, so I had to sell some random stuff in order to buy myself the wand. I then enchanted it, crossing my finger. Hopefully, I get like a good stat. And it's pretty decent, I guess. Better than nothing, right? It had like 11% extra cold damage. I went back grinding as I was excited to try out my new spell. But well... Like I said, the monsters here are pretty tough now since it's my second round coming here. But still, look at this. Look at my lightning burst. It's a scatter shot, so it's not as strong as the fireball. But it would be really great against like giant monsters. The other skill though, it looks really awesome. Look at this. I feel like I summoned thunder from the sky. It's awesome. But it takes like 150 focus. And the damage is massive, I know. But the focus as well was massive. And imagine if you miss. And there's also a cast time of it jumping before hitting the ground that makes me very vulnerable. I kinda didn't like this staff compared to my Fireball. Fireball was way accurate and had like more burst to it for only 50 focus points. But it's still nice to play around with the lightning staff. In the shallows, I encounter these two big guys. It's part of my weekly quest, and I'm kinda scared because I just don't have the defense to survive their attacks. So I have to back away slowly while like doing kiting damage to them. I got myself another Plague Ichor from this, as well as a really good helmet with high armor. I totally forgot, but I picked up a quest where I need to save this guy called Gordon. His wife asked me where he was, and here he is. I found him on this broken bridge. I need to find a way for him to escape. Basically, there's a ladder right about here that I need to kick off the other side, and then he can escape. But for now, I met up with Ratigan so he can lead me the way to his boss, or former boss, Derek, the warlord. He opened the way for us so we can enter the sewers now. We now entered the place called the Black Trench, and currently the level of this area is, it says dangerous, meaning the enemies here are pretty high leveled than me, and they can one-shot me maybe. I don't know. I don't really have health, so they probably can, and I don't have any plated armor as well. I guess the entrance level monsters, there's only these rats and this basic leeches right here, which I can one-shot with my lightning. But then again, there's these things that can like just two-shot me. It's so scary. I need to dodge properly before I can strike it to death, because I'm a goner if it touches me. I returned home for now and enchanted a bunch of stuff, hoping for some really good stats. Everything was mediocre aside from the helmet I'll be keeping. Just because it had like 78 armor, this would surely help me a lot once I'm level 11. And this gloves with like 19% healing effect. Oh my god, look at this armor with a 29% healing effect. It's crazy. I then went back to the sewers again to try and challenge the parasite. And well, it's going better than earlier. At the very least, I know how to dodge now. And also with my lightning, it bursts a lot since it's a big boy that eats all of my lightning. Anyways, I continued on doing a bunch of these sewer puzzles where I unlock a new area each time I find a lever of some sort. And if you remember the guy at the war room, he is here again. But with my fireball, he died in like 3 fireballs. I got really stronger now. I have more int now. And with this enemy burned to ashes, I reached level 11, and now I have a new helmet that has like 78 armor. Right now I decided to put some on my health instead of all in intelligence, as my survivability is really low. I needed the health so I can fight longer, because I don't really parry perfectly. I already reached a point where I can one-shot everything with my firebolt. It was time for the 3rd boss fight. Or the 2nd one, because it's the same guy, Derek.
You're sick. All of you. Try and stop me. Keep me from Nora. But I'll save her. Protect her. From you.
Darek has been executed with our fireball. And I got a legendary one-handed sword. Let's go. After that boss battle, I had to go home and infuse a bunch of gem on my armors. I wanted to improve my stats. I'm more into healing percentage and health percentage, as well as focus percentage. I once again grinded at Orban Glades as I needed more wood, as well as clay and iron ore. I haven't finishing Sacrament's repair yet, as well as I wanted to hunt some wolf for some wolf claw. I needed it to upgrade my staff to tier 2. I'm not sure if the wolf always spawns here, but I'm pretty glad to find the wolf here. I needed the claws to make my one level 2. For some dang reason, my firebolt can't hit the wolf. I think it's too small, and its body or hitbox, the fireball is like going above it. It's weird. I finally finished everything I needed to upgrade in Sacrament. By that, I mean everything is tier 2 now and they don't need pine wood anymore. They now need the higher tier wood. So I just made the remainder of my wood to planks. Planks are useful for upgrading like my staffs, and staff needs planks to upgrade. I can always just buy them, but it costs gold and I have some wood anyways. I then found a good heavy helmet, or I mean plated helmet. It offered like 80 defense and had like 26 healing effect with a 15% focus increase. My leather hat had better effects, but the damage taken is increased by 20%, which I can't really have since I'm a squishy mage. But with this helmet, I became more tanky with the only setback of having gold loss when I die. I totally forgot about the quest that I need to save the innkeeper's husband. So now I'm gonna go and find a way for him to escape here. So I charge head on to battle. There are a lot of monsters here, especially a large one that was pretty scary to fight. But with my firebolt, it was easy. Look, I found a katana, but it needs agility. This is the big guy I told you about that defended this place, but with my firebolt, he just died just like that. And with the guard defeated, I finally got to the place where there was a ladder where I helped out Gordon Ramsay. I continued my grind, and it's very satisfying that I just one-shot everything with my firebolt now, except for those bigger guys, I guess. Then found a really good house, but it costs like 25 silver, so I have to save money. I need this house so I can have easy access to like storage chests. Then went to another world again because I needed a bunch of wood and iron ore. I know I told you earlier that I don't need the wood anymore, but I actually do. It's because I just recently saved Gordon and now I need to upgrade Gordon's shop, and that requires 10 wood, 3 clay, and 5 iron ore like everyone else's. And now I was really too powerful for the boss. I can just two-shot this guy and it dies. The war room boss, it only took like 3 hits and I killed it. Then with enough money, I finally purchased my house and laid down some chests. Inventory needed some space, so I had to buy this house and some chests. Now it was finally time to do the Servant of God quest, where I need to go here to the Nameless Pass. The enemies here were like those lizard turtles we usually find everywhere else. They're pretty fast and they dodge fast, but as long as you stagger them, they can't do anything. As for the materials here, it finally gave us like the spruce wood, which is needed to upgrade to tier 3 in the workshops with all the NPCs in Sacrament. I'll be needing a lot of these, so I'm gonna be farming this area again for all the worlds I have, because I want all my shops to be tier 3. There's also this garden right here which contained a lot of berries and herbs. It's pretty great, but there's this one monster here that like if it catches you and you don't have enough defense, you're gonna be one hit to death. Alright, I totally forgot. I have a new wand now. It's called the Sperrin. I crafted it using a blueprint that the enchantress sold. It has ice spells like Ice Bolt and Ice Nova or something. For the Ice Bolt, it's just like Firebolt but ice. It can also freeze the monster if you apply so much cold damage to it, so which is really amazing. For the Ice Nova, it's basically like a big huge circle that you summoned within you. If you charge it up, it's a giant circle. But that, I just instantly cast it since the enemy was in front of my face. After going through the entire area of the Nameless Pass, I donated all the items I had so I can start upgrading my stations now. I then went to another world in order to farm this area once more for slugs, iron ores, and clays. It's also nice to grind all these monsters. I did this about a total of 4 times because I had 4 world. So I can finish the entirety of Sacrament's upgrade. I then grinded for some clay, as clay is one of the items that I'm missing to actually finish the upgrades. I focus more on the shops rather than the improvements to the Sacrament, like an elevator, some fix in the bridges or something. It was more important to me to have tier 3 shops than those structures. Anyways, I really hate that thing, the troll thing. I had to make a 5th world so I can farm for some clay. The only goal I have here right now are the clay and nothing else. But the Plague Acre is always good as well. I now had a bunch of buildings that were in the works now. I actually still need a bunch of spruce wood, so I might farm some spruce on the 5th world. I finally remembered about the potion seller's quest. It's this cave right here that's shining in blue, or how do you call this color? I think green blue. So I initiated the quest. Everything inside this cave wasn't really that hard. They're pretty low leveled now. Because I totally forgot I needed to do this earlier than now. I just forgot about this thing. For the potion seller's quest, all I needed to do was interact with this weird looking flower. What it does, it basically makes a serum see things like imaginary or invisible walls or invisible stairs like this. And I can finally interact with them. But if it was a normal human, they would die from poison. So that's his determination of like how he can tell if we're a serum or not, if we're telling the truth. I honestly hated this quest because I keep falling to my death like that. And amazing. I eventually cleared it and the potion maker said he's gonna move to town in a bit. Anyhow, I continued my grind for some spruce logs, iron ore, and clay as I needed to upgrade Gordon's pantry and then lastly the potion seller's shop. I actually needed 1 more log. Oh my god. So I progress on my main world hoping that I can find that 1 spruce wood that I need to upgrade the tailor's shop. And I got it. Yeah. But since I'm already here, I decided to keep going on and progress the world. This crane used to be bugged before, but now they already fixed it. So now I can cross to the other side and no problem now. I just need to hop 3 times or something. And I found myself the Whisperer. Another save point. Let's go. I donated the last piece of wood I needed to fully upgrade the structures of Sacrament, except for the elevator and Caroline's Inn, as I don't need the need for it. So I took a break from the game to edit some videos or do something else. And as I came back, everything was finished except for Marcus' alchemy stand. I needed 8 more spruce wood. I decided I will just get it once I progress, I guess. I don't need to fully focus on this thing. For the shops, I unlock a bunch of new gears, mostly level 21 and above, and some blueprints I didn't have yet. Also, now the blacksmith finally sold like the silver shovel and the silver pickaxe. Our tools are stronger than ever now. For the enchantress, she finally sold the rune for blinking as well as a new wand called the False Truth, which had plague spells in it. 4 of them in one wand. But it required like 42 intelligence and I only had like 39 right now. Also a blueprint for a falling sky. I bought the wand and enchanted it. And I totally forgot that it actually removes the skills. The 2 slots of skills. So when I check it out, the enchantment wasn't even great. And the skill, I only had Plague Breath and Plague Wave left. So I sold it because I didn't need this thing. As for the woodworking merchant, he finally sold the silver wood axe, so I bought one for myself. As for the falling sky, it needed like 12 birch planks, which I can buy from the NPC, no problem. But it was pricey and I was poor. I only had 3 silver on me. For the boar tusk though, I only had 1, so I need to look for another one so I can craft this thing. Since I was poor, I decided to continue my quest for the Servant of God. Alright, I finally encountered a mage enemy in this game. And they're not really powerful, but we'll be seeing them our entirety of the game after seeing them once now. They're fighting through enemies in the prison. I finally found the Whisper. It means we're getting close to an event coming up. Finally gonna meet the Madrigal that was calling for us. And my frames really drop here. There's so many people here. So anyway, she just needed someone who can read the ancient text, which is me, a Serum. I read the text, but I didn't understand anything at all. So I just went ahead and looked for another area to explore. And there was a stairs that these 4 guys were blocking before I interacted with the Madrigal. And now I can come up here. Interacted with the Whisper here. It just means that we're getting close to the boss fight because there's a Whisper here. Since I couldn't really go to the other side here, I needed to look for another way. And that other way was just in a cave nearby, which I had to explore. Do a leap of faith in this water right here. And I survived. And killed a bunch of monsters and climbed up this, like, I don't know, rooted rock. Till I reached a place I couldn't, and I kicked down this bridge right here so I can come back anytime if I died from this boss fight.
Some of them begged. Some of them prayed. When we took their eyes and cut their throats. But there are no gods to answer. Not even yours.
My god, on that fight I was so bad. I did what she wanted and not even a thank you. Anyways, let's proceed to our next quest. We have completed the Servant of God. Upon reaching back Sacrament, this old man was giving a speech. I didn't really pay attention to it as I was focused on talking to Rowan. So he gave me a book to give to a lady at the masonry so I can access a certain dungeon or something. I gave her the book and the key to accessing this dungeon was my blood. So simple enough. We have unlocked the place called the Crucible. It's basically a place where we challenge a bunch of monsters floor by floor until we reach the boss of the place called the Echo Knight. The monsters in this place drop level 21 loots, so it's great for farming gears. They are very strong though, so they're not to be underestimated. Honestly had to grind this place a bunch of time as they give like really good amounts of experience. What I really hate the most in this place are the knights with a shield. I really have a hard time fighting enemies with shields since they mostly block my magic attack with their shields. One way I can counter them with magic is using an AoE rather than a single target attack. Because with an AoE, they usually don't defend against it like that. Ice magic is really fun because look at this. I cast an ice bolt twice on this giant thing and it freezes. I can finish it off with style. Bam! There's just something satisfying about freezing a monster than finishing it with a physical attack that would break them apart. But there's no effect such as that, but I imagine it like that. Anyways, after grinding a bit at the Crucible, I finally had enough money to craft the Falling Sky. By money, I mean buying like 12 birch planks. And now I have the Falling Sky. So let me just highlight the skills it does. It has this sweep, frost sweep, I think that's called, or ice sweep. It's a melee attack. Then we have the Glacial Spike. It's basically a very high DPS attack. It looks really cool. It flies like that and smash the floor. It's just like the Thunderbolt, I guess. And then we have the Hail. It summons like 5 ice spikes and the Blink. The Blink is awesome. I swear I should have slotted a Blink on my old staff. I then added a bunch of gems on my Falling Sky. Mainly focus, stamina, cold, and gain health on kill. I didn't really have other gems, so this is everything I can add inside here. And I didn't bother enchanting it as I was afraid I might enchant it badly. I'd rather not have bad stats on my Fallen Sky. Then it was time to grind again. So I went and tried my new staff and the sweep is fine, I guess. It's just that it's melee and slow. The damage is okay, I guess, better than my normal attack. As for the Hail, did not really do much. I prefer having like an Ice Bolt or Fire Bolt where I deal like a singular damage to a targeted monster. I was honestly disappointed with this staff. But I think it's just a skill issue. I'm just bad at it. The only thing I like about this one though is the Hail. I like how most of my attacks freeze the monsters. And if sometimes they're too close, it will like suck in all the hail damage. There's like 5 bolts of hail. And if they're in point blank range, you just eat everything, the 5 attacks. After grinding and getting some money from the Serum Crucible, I bought the False Truth as I wanted to try out the spells it has. For the 4 spells it had, the very first one I like because it's a homing magic like Firebolt or Ice Bolt and it looks really cool. Like a dark Firebolt or something. Next was the Plague Breath, which was similar to the Hail or the Shock. And then for the, what you call this, Plague Nova, it's like the Ice Staff I had earlier. And if you charge it up, it deals like a higher area. And lastly, there's the Pestilence, which is similar to the Fallen Sky, where it jumps and like does a really big spell move, like this thing. How there's like 4 spells in this and it had like all the spells you can want in a wand. Actually all the 4 variations of spells, it has it all. So I infused a bunch of gem inside it, like stamina, focus, plague damage, and some gain HP on kill. I wasn't really lucky as it gave only like 1% focus, 1% stamina. Yeah, I'm pretty unlucky on this staff. I should really consider buying another one and infusing it with gem again. Anyhow, I grinded at the Crucible again as I needed money and I needed to level up. Currently, I was just 19. I was pretty under-leveled for this place, but this was the best place to level up right now. So I'm very happy in this area. So magic spell in action. It's amazing. So I continued my grind until I reach like a certain level, or I don't really care as long as I reach the boss and kill it. That was the last remaining goal I had in this game, to kill the Echo Knight. There was one last shop I haven't upgraded to tier 3 yet, so I went back to the nameless pass in order to grind some spruce and iron ores. The thing I need to do now is gain levels and upgrade my gears. For the enhancement, my gears is already wonderful unless I find something better. But right now, yeah, they're the best. They have like, all of my gears have like healing effect percentage. So yeah, I just need to upgrade them to tier 3 and that requires a bunch of materials. And looky, my int is now 49. For the stat distribution, I usually upgrade my intelligence unless if I put like example 3 points on it and it doesn't really increase my damage, I'd rather put it in health. And finally, I reach the Echo Knight or the 10th floor of the Crucible. So this was my first fight with him. Of course, it wasn't going to be easy. So I tried again. This time with the Plague Staff. Hopefully it would be game changing. I have a health buff, an attack buff, and a focus buff from all the food I ate. And I still got clapped. But I never gave up. And still died. No matter what I did, I never gave up. But I kept dying. I got to the point where I finally beat the Echo Knight's horse. Look at this. And as I was hurriedly pressing my F button to heal, he appeared and I died from the impact of his landing. Oh my god. Since I didn't really have any plan to use my Fallen Sky anymore, I decided to enchant it and I got a legendary enhancement. Or yellow enhancement. I guess it's legendary, but the stats weren't really amazing. It was okay, I guess. Damage increase with max focus and rune attack damage increased by 16%. Yeah, it's not that amazing actually. But hey, it's yellow. And because I kept failing, I wanted to try a different approach. So I used the Fallen Sky against the Echo Knight. I mean, will use the Fallen Sky. And actually, it's amazing. Look, I can freeze monsters with this. I just realized the amazingness of the icicles that the Fallen Sky does. I'm gonna try this out. See if we can beat the Echo Knight with this. So I'm currently level 28. And I added like... I have about 61 intelligence, 25 in health for survivability. So I'm gonna buff myself up with every food I have in my inventory. So my plan is to do icicle attacks and then blink away for safety. And I was so amazed that it actually froze the boss. My icicle attack froze the boss. I can actually spam this to kill it. Freeze it to death. This is a really great discovery. I can finally destroy this guy. Honestly, this was game-changing for me. I can see the possibilities now with the Fallen Sky Staff. Oh my god, I can finally beat his butt. So on day 100, with all my food buffs available, with a tier 3 or a large vial of focus, and the Angler's Delight Chowder, which heals 100 HP and 50 focus, but increased with my healing increased stats and also focus gain stats, I was now ready to face the Echo Knight. On my last fight though, I totally forgot I had Blink, but now I'm more aware. And with that, I have defeated the Echo Knight. I'm so disappointed that I got the Corpse Smear Blade though as a legendary weapon. This thing is easily farmable with the first boss. And this is what I got. For the treasure chest reward though, I got myself a legendary club. I'm probably not ever gonna use it. Unless I'll try on a Fate build. So thank you guys for watching my video of No Rest for the Wicked. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you want more. Also, if you want me to go for an agility or a faith run, comment down below. If you want me to play as Guts in a pure strength run, comment down below as well. So thank you again. Bye now. This was Rogue, signing off.